Welcome back. I think for this episode we're going to focus on this frame and trying to take care of some of the holes we need to patch. We're going to take a closer look, but right now the only thing I see that needs attention is right here and on the other side. So let's take a closer look and see what we need to do. We're going to start by working our way from the inside out. So we've got these box sections here that I'm sure are there to stiffen up this frame right here. So you can see they're pretty much gone on the bottom. And it looks like it's just welded in. So I think what I'll do is cut these welds and we'll take this out and we can see what's behind it. And then I can also use this now as a template for making a replacement piece. With this all cleaned up, let's take a closer look. You can see that we've got some holes that I was able to punch through with a pick. So I think this bottom part of this channel has got to be replaced. And I'm looking at it and it looks like the pitting starts here and it runs up to about here. So I think that's a fairly small piece to replace. And then as we look on the side of the rail, you can see the line. The pitting runs right up to here and continues across. And I think we're in good shape above that because one of the mounting holes for the step brace, I can see those, and those are still full thickness. So it looks like we're going to do the bottom and we're going to do part of the side rail here. So let's mark out where we're going to be patching. I want to start about there. And we'll bring it up to about here. And the bottom should be the same. I can get away with a straight cut across the top. That'll make it a little easier. And I'm going to stay below these mounting bolts or mounting holes. I just replaced my plow edge last year on my snow plow. And I saved this piece that I took off, and the thickness is exactly the same as the frame here. And I can use this. I've got enough material here to do both sides, both the side and the bottom rail. So that's what we'll use for this job. These are the pieces I've cut out, and I need to hang on to them as templates for the metal I'll be putting in their place. This one in particular has got the curve that I need to follow, so I'll use this one to get both the bottom and the side. So now what I'm doing with this, I've got my bottom cut out. I need to lop an edge off there to get the right depth. And I've got my side piece. I'll put those in and tack them and then weld everything together. So here's our patch. We'll get that welded in, and then I can grind off a little bit. What I'm going to do here before I weld it though is I will bevel all these edges so I can get really good penetration and get it tied in there nicely. all welded up. I welded all the seams, both sides, top and bottom. And I'm going to leave these alone. I always like to grind stuff, but I'm going to leave these alone to get the most strength I can out of them. And the outside here is going to get ground smooth just because I want it to look nice. All done. I just need to put some paint on there because grinder and paint, you know what they say. Now, actually, I am going to grab some primer and paint and cover all this before I put the outside plate on, because then I won't have as much access. So I'll shoot this and paint it up good before I move on to do those inner plates. All right, there we are. I got both sides done. The passenger side went the same as the driver's side. Looks pretty good. Now I just need to get some rust treatment. I'll use a rust converter, and then I'll get some primer and paint in there before I put these outer plates on. All right, that was pretty efficient. This is what's left of a 66-inch plow scraper, and I think I'm going to throw all this stuff away. I'm not going to keep the last few bits. Well, maybe this piece. All of that 66 went to make these two pieces. I got a little more scrap here that I can use for these inner plates. And I've got some of the plate and some missing, so I'm going to have to just sort of wing it. So I've traced around this as best I can. So I should be able to cut this out and then try to trim it to fit. These are the boxing plates I've fabbed up. They look pretty good. We'll just do a quick comparison. The only big difference on these is that the originals had a round hole and I did more of a radius square hole because I don't have a good way of cutting a circle like that. And that doesn't really matter. I don't even know why the hole is there. Weight reduction, who knows? But anyway, I did the same thing on these. Got those braces welded in now. I think they turned out great. This is how the originals were welded in too, where they just welded, skip, weld, skip. If it's good enough for the factory, it's good enough for me. This side I had a pretty good gap on the bottom that I had to jump, but I was able to do that. So a quick reminder of where we started. That's what we started with. This is what we've got now. And that is the end of the frame repairs. There's really nothing else to do but just the strip with maybe a wire wheel, clean everything up and get it all painted up. All right, that's about it for episode 4. I'm really not sure what I'm going to be working on next, but I know I'm going to be getting more help. So if you want to follow along, you can subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.